Good evening. It is Monday, March 24th, 2025. I'd like to call this regular school board meeting to order. Please stand for a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, Board. Any changes, amendments, additions, or deletions to the agenda this evening? Madam Superintendent?
Yes, an HR addendum was added today to item 901, and the board has a copy. Also, this evening, we have an emergency item that's being brought to you to be heard before the discussion agenda. This is the final proposed scope of work from RSM. As you know, we workshopped this several weeks ago, and then last week, the board members individually had a chance to meet with RSM for some clarification about the scope of work. There were no substantial changes to the document following the clarification, except for the one item to competitive procurement. There's one bullet that was added regarding the dollar amounts and percent of purchases coming from piggybacks, and as well as those off of state bids, so you'll see that referenced in there. As they mentioned when they spoke with you individually, they meet once a month with Mr. Brandyberg. They also will be meeting once a month with me, so we'll be monitoring the scope of work and then bringing to you monthly updates, or as often as you feel the need to meet with them, they'll be happy to circle back with any further clarification. So the reason why we're declaring this an emergency is because of the timeline. We were already a couple of weeks delayed on that, and we know we're anxious for them to get started. And they are ready to go to work. So we wanted to go ahead and, rather than delay this to the next meeting, go ahead at the chairman's approval, declare it as an emergency item tonight. Also, I'm pulling item 8.05 for no action this evening, and it will be back on the next agenda.
All right. Board, do we have a motion on those items? Or for the
So moved.
agenda?
Second.
All right. Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Dr. Luke. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Superintendent, do you have a recommendation on the minutes?
Recommend approval of the minutes from the regular school board meeting February 24th, 2025.
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Mrs. Cunningham. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Representation tonight, we have none. We do have a couple public input cards this evening. First up, Mrs. Gwen Chambers, LifeWise Academy.
Is this okay to sit here?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Perfect. Good evening. Yes, good evening, school board, as well as superintendent. Thanks for having me here. I just came to kind of talk a little bit about LifeWise Academy. About 2 years ago, roughly, Lake County School District decided to approve to actually allow LifeWise Academy to come into some schools here in the entire Lake County School District. So for those of you who are not familiar, LifeWise Academy is a program that actually started in Hilliard, Ohio in 2019, and it's a release time instruction. So essentially, it's a Bible-based character education course. So we have now started at Lost Lake Elementary School, which is the first school in the state of Florida, and we currently have roughly 14 students. We service 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders at that school, and they meet during lunch and recess. We actually take them off of school campus and take them to another location where we actually teach them character-based education, and from there, we bring them back to school. So we actually allow them to have lunch, which they bring themselves. It is a fully donor-sponsored program. There's no cost at all to the school or parents, and most importantly, it is parental approval in order for a student to participate in the program. The other thing that I wanted to kind of just update the board as well as the superintendent on is there's roughly a total of 5 to 7 program coaches similar to myself within the state of Florida that are also looking to launch programs. So they range as far as Miami-Dade all the way up to, and forgive me, I'm a northerner, so I don't necessarily know all of the state of Florida, but I'm assuming it's going as far north as, like, I'll just say Daytona Beach, but it's probably further than that. So that's pretty much all I wanted to take your time for and just kind of give you guys an update on that. And then just ask if there's any questions or anything like that.
Perfect. Board, any questions?
Y'all were reaching out to Treadway. Has there been any movement there?
Not a whole lot. That is actually Shelley Martin. She's responsible for Northern Lake County, and she has not had much treadway there. No pun intended. She hasn't had much movement there, but she's also started looking at a couple of other schools as well, just in case. But her thought is she won't do anything in that area until next school year.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chambers. Appreciate you being here this evening. Thank you so much. Next up, our good friend, Farmer Banks Helfrich.
Farmer Banks Helfrich, Clay Road District, South Lake County. Farm tip of the day, there are two different types of bamboo, clumping and running. Running is actually very invasive. Madam Superintendent, Board.
Which bamboo do pandas eat?
Actually, both types.
Okay.
Yeah. Madam Superintendent, Board, 248 years ago, our forefathers came together in PA, Pennsylvania, representing 13 different colonies, a total of 55 delegates from authoritarian homelands. And they came, worked together to create the longest serving government charter in our history, our Constitution. It was no easy feat. They argued, they bickered, they disagreed. However, they did come together finally and form a government with three branches which check and balance each other. They also formed a government where the citizens' freedoms were front and foremost and balanced that with government control. They used a word that nowadays is looked down upon, actually. The word is compromise. It seems today we look down upon it as in weakness or as insecurity or vulnerable. But back then, constitutionally, they came together. In fact, that compromise was the bond which formed our government, formed our society that we have today. It would be great if we went back to that, to work across ideological divides, to work together, to look at that bond, and to also reach across the aisle. My name is Farmer Banks Helfrich. Thank you for your time. May you all be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, that is the end of public input for this evening. Next up, item 6.01, Dr. Elizabeth Johnson with the Education Foundation report.
Good evening, Superintendent, school board members. I hope y'all are all doing well. A few updates for you all since the last time I was here. The Night of Stars celebration was a success on March 4th. We announced the winner of the Rookie Teacher of the Year, who was Taylor Emmanuel Caspery from Amelia M. Cole Academy. Our Volunteer of the Year was Mike DeGraw, and our Business Partner of the Year was the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Additionally, on March 7th, we held the Scott Strong Clay Shoot, which was sold out with 35 teams. The event raised a net revenue of $33,344, surpassing our goal of $23,000. Those funds will go towards the Scott Strong Scholarship. Our Ladies for Education event is scheduled next month on April 25th, and we're excited to share that our presenting sponsor will be the Marion S. Shucks Scholarship Trust. We are also getting ready for our Stepping Out for Education event in July. We will have our celebrity dancer meeting and greet next Tuesday, April 1st, and so I'm excited to share who our dancers are. Ariel Rowland of Wharton Smith, Justin Allender of First National Bank, Weston Germeroff from Lake Gem Farms, Erica Wright from Additional Financial, Allison Berry, the Leesburg City Commissioner, and from Lake County Schools, Marlene Strawn, the Region 1 Director.
Hey.
I was waiting for the excitement over there. We have had to reschedule a handful of our New Worlds reading programs. One was scheduled for tomorrow at Triangle Elementary School, and so we're going to get that rescheduled, but we do have 3 upcoming in the month of April, including Thursday, April 3rd at Groveland Elementary School, April 8th at the Villages Elementary School, and April 29th at Fruitland Park Elementary School. Some Take Stock in Children program updates for you all. Our staff is underway with the interviews for our 48 applicants that met the requirements for that program, and we will identify the selected students by the start of April so that they will be a part of our 2025 cohort. All of our staff will be participating in the Amazing Race fundraiser for the City of Eustis this upcoming weekend, and so we encourage y'all to come out. And then our senior breakfast for our Take Stock in Children graduates is scheduled for April 22nd. Other than events, some good updates for you all is that we are at 725 Apple Mart visits across the county, which equates to $112,420 of school supplies. I was able to attend the Rocket Day event at Umatilla Elementary School last week with 2 of our staff members, and so that was great to see. Our scholarship applications are currently under review, and that'll be solidified by the end of this month. And then last but not least, our Education Foundation staff have 4 employee giving presentations over the next 3 weeks. Are there any questions? Great, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Great report as always.
Chairman, may I let Dr. Johnson know something? I did want to share
certainly
this
may.
with you. I think I've shared this with you, just as far as Taylor Emanuel Casper coming from UCF and the program that I was in, but I'm not sure that you knew, and I wanted to share this with you. It's in my board member comments, but the Ed Foundation, that was the very first year that we did the Educators Plus program, and we put 2 interns into a classroom and made them the teacher of record. That was the first year that we did that, and Taylor was one of those participants, and the Ed Foundation gave them a tuition reimbursement upon successful completion, and so it was really rewarding. This is her 2nd year teaching, to see her earn that accolade for the district. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that the Ed Foundation was a part of her success as well. So thank you for that recognition and for celebrating her, and thank you to this board for that opportunity for her. So
Thank you for bringing that up.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Luke. Mr. Cole, any report this evening? No report. All right, easy enough. No unfinished business either. Consent agenda. Superintendent, do you have a recommendation?
Recommend approval of consent agenda items 8.01 to 8.04 and 8.06 to 10.02.
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Dr. Luke. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. All right. Moving on to discussion. Looks like we're going to do the emergency item first. As the superintendent mentioned earlier, that I approved this as an emergency item for tonight. I went back and looked. We held that workshop on January 6th. We've had some really good conversations since then getting this ready. And at our my last meeting with RSM, their monthly check-in calls, they were eager to get started. And I was excited to hear that after the meetings on Thursday of last week with you all, that we didn't have substantive changes, so we had a finished product available for this evening. Superintendent, do you have a recommendation on that item?
I recommend approval of the internal audit plan statement of work as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Mr. Dodd. Any discussion?
I just have a question. Sure. So with the governor's initiative of doing this Doge thing, does that have any impact in your mind, whether we should, how we proceed? Or full steam ahead and see what happens?
I think there's so many unknowns that it would be hard to answer that question.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Okay.
Good question. Yeah, I think at this point, these items should be full steam ahead, and we'll keep working
But
on
I'll
those.
just focus on audits, you know what I mean?
Agreed. No, I'm with you.
It's just
Yeah,
odd. I mean, I don't know if we want to pay for it, if it's going to be done free.
yeah. No, that's a good question. Any other comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. All right, moving on to item 11.01, instructional materials recommendation for advanced placement biology, advanced placement chemistry, advanced placement environmental science, and advanced placement physics. Recommendation on this item?
Yes, if you'll recall, you had a workshop by our wonderful CIA team, and they presented to you these materials that have been selected by our teachers. And so I recommend approval of the instructional materials recommendation for advanced placement biology, advanced placement chemistry, advanced placement environmental science, and advanced placement physics.
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Mrs. Cunningham. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. And item 11.02, public hearing, Mr. Cole.
Yes, sir. At this time, we're going to open a public hearing for tentative approval of the following policies: 0100 definitions, 0131.1 technical corrections, 1362 anti-harassment, 2120 school improvement, 2125 School Advisory Councils for School Improvement and Accountability, 2371 Hope Scholarships, 2432 Driver Education, 2520 Selection and Adoption of Instructional Materials, 2522 Challenges to Adoption or Use of Instructional Library or Reading List Materials, 3362 Anti-Harassment, 4362 Anti-Harassment, and 8330 Student Records. At this time, is there anyone who would like to make a public comment on these items? Hearing none, the public hearing is closed.
Superintendent?
I recommend tentative approval of the policies as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Dr. Luke. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Superintendent, your report this evening.
All right, we had 2 letters of condolence that were sent since our last meeting. First of all, to the family of Alfreda, or Freddie, as she was fondly called, Furness, retired teacher from Eustis Elementary, and also to the family of Willie Mae Burden. She was a food service assistant in our food service department, so condolences to those families. Today, I had the pleasure of going to Carver Middle School, where I had met with 3 amazing community members who have just taken Carver Middle School under their wing and are doing some great things for kids there. They're part of a Kids Lift nonprofit organization, and the 3 businesses are Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise, and House Doctors, and then 360 Painting. And they donated $500 for the PBIS store there. And then they're coming back to do a redesign of the facility for that area. So they've taken an old storage closet and turned it into an amazing place for kids who have earned some school bucks to be able to go in and buy some things. And so they're going to go in and redo the flooring and painting and shelving and make it just a really great place for them to be able to house that PBIS store. So I just wanted to thank them personally. Also, thanks to the Morrison United Methodist Church in Leesburg, they have 150 brand-new prom dresses, sizes 0 to 18, for any of our students who are in need of prom dresses. So please keep that in mind. Owens will be advertising that for families, for the young ladies who want to go and shop for prom dresses for free, thanks to Morrison United Methodist Church. So thanks to them. And also just thanks to Eustis Elementary and the community who had a great celebration. Their 100th year anniversary was Saturday, and they had a great celebration there. So thank you to them and all those that attended that event. And that's all tonight.
Thank you, Superintendent. Dr. Luke?
I wanted to add to the celebration, just seeing the costumes and one of the staff members, the teachers that was given the tour, that was dressed from the 1920s, from 100 years ago. And Mrs. Chappell's very passionate about that anyway, and she talked about the story that she was hearing, because we did have attendees that were from Eustis Elementary School that had their children, their grandparents and their great-grandparents that attended the facility, so they were really excited about that. And the principal wore an outfit from the 50s, and they had tours, and I don't know, that celebration, that I know the mayor spoke, and we were really grateful for everybody that attended. I got to attend the last half after a function at work that I had on Saturday as well, but it seemed like it was really well attended, and that the staff was all, it's always fun to go back there. Jensen went to school there until we moved, and it is a great school. There's a lot of great things that happen there, and it's always felt like a very small community school. And that when the teachers were like, "Oh my gosh, how is Jace? I remember when he ran around here in his diapers." So it's amazing, the small town feel of that building, and it was nice to be back there. But they did a great job. I also was excited to see Eustis High School's design services and construction management. I'm really excited about that project, to get it underway, so that was really exciting. And I wanted to congratulate Justin Straight. I'm sure many of you saw the Fox 35 news report from Umatilla Elementary School, and they focused Rocket Day, and they showed his simulator. I know I have a son that was super disappointed that came this year, the year after he left, because he loves Mr. Straight. He is such an innovative educator. Great ideas, listens to students, and really does things to keep them engaged. And just what an excellent example of the educators that we have in Lake County. And the last thing I wanted to share with you all is tomorrow at Lake Sumter State College, we are doing a future Lake Hawk Teacher Preview Day, and we invited our high school teaching academy students from Lake and Sumter counties, and we have 157 students
Amazing.
coming to campus tomorrow. And so if that is any indication of what the future of education in Lake and Sumter County looks like, I couldn't be more proud our students are volunteering. I know we have some adjunct members, including Mr. Dodd, that are coming to volunteer tomorrow. And so we are really looking forward to recruiting them and showing them all of the positive things that are happening so that they can hopefully come back and teach in Lake and Sumter County. So we're really excited about that.
That is outstanding work, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Mrs. Cunningham?
I don't have very much. I also received a call about the 150 gowns, so I'd just like to emphasize that those ladies are really looking forward to being able to give those away. And I don't know if, Madam Superintendent, you mentioned that they are brand-new gowns, so they're not hand-me-down gowns. Yeah, they're brand-new gowns, so that's really exciting. The only other thing that I would like to let everyone know about is Beverly Shores will be celebrating Women's History Month at 8:30 on Thursday. And they have a special program. So anyone who's free and in the area, I'm sure they would love to have you stop by. I think that's quite significant, and I'm happy to see that they're doing that. I don't have anything else.
Thank you. Mr. Dodd?
Right, yeah, certainly. We've heard Dr. Luke brag a few times, and I use the word few in the loosest sense of the term, about the elementary ed program there at Lake Sumter State College. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to toot your own horn, so I'll back it up. So I had the chance to join the group in an adjunct faculty capacity this semester and get out and observe these students teaching in Lake and Sumter County schools as part of their practicum. And so I guess I've observed almost about 20 of them so far this semester. And some of these people, they're ready to like step into the classroom today to be the teacher of record. So I think it speaks volumes of the type of program that you've put in place to train these people. It's an outstanding opportunity to be able to practice the craft before you really are there on day one. And so I really just can't speak enough about this program to talk about how wonderful it is, not only from the recruitment side of things and preparing the next generation of teachers, but also to fulfill dreams. You know, some of these students, it's been their lifelong dream to become a teacher, and here is a pathway for them to do that and just, you know, continue shaping young minds of the future. So anyway, great program. Thanks for having me come on board this semester. It's been such a wonderful time. And, you know, it's just hard to think here as we're talking about the semester how close we are to the end of the school year. You know, as here we're signing up for our graduations here at the end of the year. Man, buckle up, because the last quarter goes by fast. Had a chance to go out and check out the middle school STEAM Bowl. That was a lot of fun, and it's just from here on out, I just know it's one event after another, and one celebration after another. We're sending our state science fair students off tomorrow to go compete, and you blink and you're going to miss all this. So anyway, looking forward to the ride of the last quarter, and I know many teachers are too.
Mr. Mathias?
So I received a phone call today. Everyone's heard about the tragedy of Xavier Williams and his death. And he attended Pinecrest Elementary, a public charter school. But Fernando Barraza, who's the director for Pinecrest, part of academia, he reached out to me because he just wanted me to know that on Sunday, the administrator reached out to Dr. Landry. And Monday morning, that with Mrs. Dylan Banks and Dr. Landry and their teams, they were there to counsel these kids and the teachers, and that just shows the heart of where we are. And he could not have been more appreciative. I won't read this whole thing, but he just lost a grandmother and mother and child the week before in Orange County. And in comparing the response, both were responsive, don't misunderstand me, but in comparing the response, he said we went way above and beyond. So Superintendent, if you would please thank them. He wanted to thank, did you know anything about it? Because he wanted me to especially thank you.
Me?
You.
Oh,
I guess he just likes you. Anyway.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've spoken to him before, but not about that.
Okay.
Maybe he
Well,
just
he just wanted
to thank me.
he just wanted to let you know, I guess. Anyway, so he was extremely grateful, and he's such a good person. And we're glad to have them as partners. We've been very lucky, and they do great work. But at the same time, we're there to support them. So I was very proud of that call today. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Mathias. Yeah, a couple quick ones for me. Had a great visit in Tallahassee last Wednesday and Thursday. Got to spend some time with Representative Yarkowski and Cobb, and also sit in on some committee meetings, one of which was on the middle school, high school start time bill, which is making good progress on repealing that requirement for the start of the 2026 school year. So we'll see how that one continues to progress, and some other bills that positively affect us in Lake County as well. We're making some good progress. Also want to shout out Mayor Alan Reisman in the city of Leesburg. Principal Andrea Pyatt had reached out to him probably about a month ago with some questions about some lighting around campus. She had some dark spots either around the gym or by the bus loop and the back of campus. And within the last month, the city of Leesburg has installed either 6 or 8 big light poles around campus, really brightened it up and really show off the fine work that Mr. Farnsworth and his team have done to continue to clean up the exterior of that campus. So looking fantastic, another great partnership with the city of Leesburg as they continue to help all of our schools, and namely that one very quickly. So just want to shout them out for that. And last but certainly not least, Miss Marlene Strawn, get your dancing shoes on. You're going to do a great job. Looking forward to watching that show. Any other comments tonight, board?
No, sir.
All right, got a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
So moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you, guys.